Welcome yet to this another piece of work. Today we want to look at this question. We want to do as many as we can because practice actually makes perfect. If you continue practicing, you are going to be perfect. You are provided with 2.1 gram of solid sodium carbonate, solid W, hydrochloric acid solution Y, 0.2 molar sodium hydroxide solution V. Yes, the question has two parts. So part 1, measure 60 centimeters cube of solution Y, hydrochloric acid, and transfer into a plastic beaker and measure its temperature 1. Take all 2.1 grams sodium carbonate and transfer into the solution in the beaker. Stir with the thermometer and record final temperature reached T2. Keep the mixture for part 2 and label it X. Very good. So let us use this. The initial temperature in this time it was 27 degrees Celsius, and the final temperature is 37 degrees Celsius. So let us go to calculations. Determine the rise in temperature, so temperature change. Therefore, the final temperature is 37. If you subtract 27, our change in temperature is 10 degrees Celsius. Determine the amount of heat evolved by the solution. Density is equal to 1 gram. Specific heat capacity equal to that one. So heat change. How do you calculate the heat change? Heat change is equal to mass. Which mass? Mass of the solution that was used times specific heat capacity, and then times temperature change. Where students get a lot of problem is this mass. The solution that was used, for example here, we were told measure 60 centimeters cube. So this is our solution. We are going to calculate the mass of the solution. How do you calculate the mass from a solution which is in centimeters cube? It is simple. We have been given density. We know density is equal to mass over volume. Yes, but we have been given density is equal to 1 of this solution. So 1 equal to mass that we don't have, we are looking for, that is the mass, divided by volume. What was the volume? 60 centimeters cube. So you multiply both sides by 60 by 60. So X is 60. Therefore the mass is 60, but this one is in grams. If I want heat in kilojoules, I will divide by 1000 to make this mass into kilograms, and then times specific, which is 4.2, and then times temperature change, which is 10. Right? So after doing that, use your calculator and you find out that the answer is 2.52 kilojoules, and that is the heat change. If the acid was in excess, determine the number of moles of sodium carbonate. The acid was in excess, determine the number of sodium carbonate. But we have the mass of the sodium carbonate, which was 2.1. Yes, 2.1 grams sodium carbonate. Having been given this RAM of each element, it means that we can get the RFM of sodium carbonate. But we know that moles, mass, RFM. Now we want to determine number of moles. Moles equal to mass over FM. Moles equal to mass over FM. RFM is equal to molar mass. Therefore, the mass is 2.1 grams that was used. The RFM of sodium carbonate is written like this. This one is equal to 23 times 2 plus 12 plus 16 times 3. And this one is going to give you 106. And that is the RFM of sodium carbonate, 106. And this one is going to give us 0.0198 moles. So the moles of sodium carbonate is that one. Calculate the number of moles of hydrochloric acid which reacts. Now we have the number of moles, and remember sodium carbonate reacted with 60 centimeters cube of HCl. Therefore we have to write the equation first and balance it. Sodium carbonate plus HCl, sodium chloride plus water plus CO3. So we can balance this equation, but we have the number of moles of sodium carbonate, which is 0.0198 from the previous question. So what will be the number? You can see the ratio is 1 to 2. The ratio is 1 to 2. It means that the number of moles of sodium carbonate is going to be twice, right? So moles of HCl is going to be twice because the ratio is 2. So this is moles of HCl is equal to 2 times this, 0.0198, 0.0396. This is the moles of HCl that reacted with the carbonate. Determine the molar heat of reaction of sodium carbonate. Determine the molar heat of reaction of sodium carbonate. Molar, you are going to find the heat in 1 mole. But we know then 0.0198 moles of sodium carbonate were able to produce this amount of heat, this one, 2.52 kilojoules. What will 1 mole of sodium carbonate produce? So it is 1 times 2.52 divided by 0.0198. This one is going to give us 127.3 kilojoules per mole. But if you leave the answer like this, that is wrong, because you have to tell us whether the reaction was exothermic or endothermic. How will you know? There was temperature increase. The initial temperature was 27. The final temperature was 37. That is an exothermic reaction, a reaction which releases heat. Therefore, the reaction is exothermic, and you have to indicate here that the heat change is negative, indicating that the reaction is exothermic. Part 2 of the question. To the mixture in part 1, X, add 25 centimeters cube of distilled water and mix well. Transfer the solution in the purette. Pipette 25 of sodium hydroxide, solution V, into the conical flask and titrate with solution X using phenolphthalein indicator. Repeat the titration 2 more times and complete the table below. So let me give you the value that I have chosen, and the initial is that. So I've chosen 13.5. We want to use that value. So determine the average. Average is 13.5 plus 13.5 plus 13.5 divided by 3, and which is 13.5 centimeters cube. I have always advised to anyone who wants to understand these titration questions, you need to understand the procedure. What is happening in the procedure first? Solution X is the acid that remained after reacting with the carbonate. Yes. Now this solution X, we have added more water. We have made the volume 60 plus 20, that is 80. Now we have put this solution in the burette, and we are titrating against 25 centimeters cube of sodium hydroxide. So the reaction is between HCl and sodium hydroxide. Now the difference between X and the original W is the concentration, because we are diluting the solution. Yes. So X is HCl, sodium hydroxide solution V is reacting with X, and the volume of X used is this. It is important to understand that way. Calculate the number of moles of sodium hydroxide in 25 solution V. So this one, we know that sodium hydroxide solution V has the molarity of 0.2 molar. This means that 0.2 is the number of moles in 1 liter of sodium hydroxide solution. Capital M means molarity, and it indicates that 0.2 is the number of moles in 1,000 centimeters cube. So we will ask 0.2 is the number of moles of solution V in 1,000 centimeters cube. So we will ask, what about 25 centimeters cube of the same solution V? What will be the number of moles? That is 25 times 0.2 divided by 1,000. This one is going to give us 0.005 moles. Determine the number of moles of hydrochloric acid that reacted with moles of 25 of sodium hydroxide. We know that sodium hydroxide is reacting with HCl. It's giving us sodium chloride plus water. And in this equation, we see that the ratio is 1 to 1 because the equation is already balanced. So it means that moles, but we know the number of moles of sodium hydroxide here. This was 25, and this one is 13.5. So the number of moles here is 0.005, but the ratio is 1 to 1. It means that moles of HCl solution X that was used, the volume which is 13.5 equal to 0.005 moles, because the ratio is 1 to 1. Determine the number of moles of hydrochloric acid in 80 centimeters cube solution X. Now we will ask, if this is the number of moles of X in 13, what about 80? So 13.5 centimeters cube solution X contains 0.005 moles. 80 centimeters cube solution X will contain what? 80 times 0.05. It will give us 0.0296 moles. What is the total number of moles of hydrochloric acid in the original 60 of HCl? We know the number here. This is the moles that reacted with the carbonate plus moles that reacted with sodium hydroxide will give us the total number. There we used 0.0. The number of moles we can check, 0.0936 plus 0.0296, which will give us 0.06923 moles. We found out that moles of hydrochloric acid which reacted with the carbonate were this. Yes, because this is the moles that was in 60 that reacted with the carbonate, and the excess HCl that remained reacted with sodium hydroxide, and we have also calculated the moles of HCl that reacted with sodium hydroxide in the next equation. Here we have the number of moles of hydrochloric acid after adding 20 centimeters cube of distilled water. So the total volume reached 8. Therefore, the moles of that HCl is this. So for us to get the total, we add this and the moles of HCl that reacted with the carbonate to get the total moles of HCl. That's what we have done here. That's what we have done here. Adding the moles of the that first reacted with, it was 0.396. Yeah, with this and then this. So finally, hence determine the concentration of hydrochloric acid Y in moles per liter. Now we have the number of moles in 60 of the original. What will be the concentration? We will ask 60 centimeters cube of HCl original as 0.06923. We will ask 1,000 centimeters cube will contain what? It's 1,000 times 0.06923. 6923 divided by 60. So it will give us 1.154 molar. I've always told you that concentration in moles per liter means molarity. What is molarity? Molarity is the number of moles in 1 liter. Thank you. You are provided with solution A, 0.5 molar sodium hydroxide solution. Solution B, 0.5 molar hydrochloric acid. Solid C, 2.2 grams of X2 carbonate. Methyl orange indicator. You are required to determine the relative atomic mass of X in this compound. Procedure: fill the purate with solution A, sodium hydroxide solution. Measure 100 centimeters cube of solution B and put it in 250 centimeters cube beaker provided. Pour solid C slowly into a beaker containing solution B while stirring for about 4 minutes. Label this solution D. Pipette 25 centimeters cube of solution D into a conical flask and add 2 to 3 drops of methyl orange indicator. Titrate solution D with solution A until the endpoint is reached. Record your results in the table below. Alright, let us use this value. Let us use 8.5. We want to fill our table with 8.5. 8.5. Our initial is 0.0, 0.0, 0.0. When we subtract this one, we find it is 8.5. 8 8.5, 8.5. So our average, it is 8.5 plus 8.5 plus 8.5 divided by 3, which would give us 8.5 centimeters cube. And now, before we continue, it is important for you to know this. First, what is happening in this procedure? We are taking 100 centimeters cube of solution B, but remember, solution B is what? Hydrochloric acid. 100 centimeters cube of solution B, that is the acid HCl, were reacted with C, solid C. So after reacting with solid C, some moles were used actually. Therefore, solution D is HCl. That's something which you must also, I want to understand. Solution D is HCl, yes. But which HCl? The excess, the one that remained after reacting with solid C. So it means that solution B was in excess, that is HCl was in excess. Some of the HCl reacted with solid C, and some acid remained, which is now going to react with solution A, sodium hydroxide. It is important for you to understand that. So let us go to question B. Determine the number of moles of solution A, sodium hydroxide, that reacted. Now, the volume of solution A used is 8.5 centimeters cube. But a good thing is that we know the molarity of sodium hydroxide. Solution A is 0.25 molar, meaning that 0.25 is the number of moles in 1 liter in 1,000 centimeters cube. What will be the number of moles in 8.5? So we ask that 0.25 is the number of moles which are contained in 1 liter. 0.25 is the number of moles contained in 1,000. Remember, 0.25 capital M implies this. Implies that 0.25 is the number of moles in 1,000. Now we will ask 8.5 centimeters cube will contain how many moles? So it is 8.5 times 0.25 divided by 1,000. This one is going to give us 0.0022125 moles. That is the number of moles in solution A used, the one that reacted with D. Yes. Calculate the number of moles of hydrochloric acid in 25 centimeters cube solution D. Correct. We want to calculate the number of moles in 25. Remember, D, which is HCl, reacted with A, sodium hydroxide. Meaning because HCl and sodium hydroxide is the ratio, mole ratio is 1 to 1. Therefore, moles of 25 centimeters cube D equal to these moles, 0.0022125 moles. The reason the ratio is 1 to 1. Calculate the number of hydrochloric acid in 100 centimeters cube of solution D. Calculate the number of moles of hydrochloric acid in 100 centimeters cube of solution D. Now we have the number of moles of solution D in 25. We got that one. this is what we got in our previous Roman 1. So we ask 25 centimeters cube. Solution D contains 0.002125 moles. 100 centimeters cube, solution D will contain how many moles? So it is 100 times 0.002125 divided by 25. This one is going to give us a 0.085 moles. 0.085 moles. Calculate the number of hydrochloric acid. Remember, we are using this question. Don't think that I'm forging the question. That is, our question is here. The question is from here. Calculate the number of moles in Roman 1, and we are in Roman 3. In 100 centimeters cube, solution B. But we know the concentration of solution B. We were given that. So to do it easy, we know B is 0.5 molar, meaning that the 0.5 is the number of moles in 1,000 centimeters cube of hydrochloric acid. Now we will ask 100 centimeters cube will give us how many moles? And 0.5 moles of solution B is contained in 1,000 centimeters cube. So we will ask 100 centimeters cube will contain how many moles, because this is the original HCl. So it is 100 times 0.5 divided by 1,000, and this one is going to give us a 0.05 moles. 0.05 moles. The next question, calculate the number of mole of hydrochloric acid that reacted with X carbonate, X2 carbonate solid C. Now we want the number of moles that reacted with C. This is important now. We have the number of moles of 100 centimeters cube, solution B, which reacted with C. And then we have prepared 100 centimeters cube. We have the number of moles in 100 centimeters cube, solution D. Now we subtract the number of moles of this D in 100 from 100B, and then we get the number of moles that reacted with solid C. Therefore, minus moles in 100 minus moles in 100 centimeters cube, solution D will give us the number of moles that reacted with the carbonate. So moles of HCl that reacted with C equal to moles in B, which is 0.05, minus moles in D, 100, which is 0.0085, and that one will give us 0.0415 moles. Now we have the number of moles of HCl. This is the number of HCl that reacted with C, with the carbonate. But now we can get the number of moles of the carbonate from the relationship between the carbonate and HCl. Now we can write X2 carbonate react with HCl solution B in this to give us X chloride. Not the X, it means it has a variance of 1, therefore you cannot put anything here. So plus water plus CO2. But this X is twice here, so we put 2 here
and then the chloride here is twice, then we put it 2 here. So it means that the ratio between the carbonate and HCl is 1 to 2. But we have the number of moles of HCl that reacted with the carbonate. We have the number of moles of HCl that reacted with C. The number of moles is 0, of HCl is 0.0415 moles. So we will ask 1, the carbonate will contain how many moles. Therefore, you can see, because this one is 1 to 2, the number of moles of the carbonate is going to be a half that of the acid. So moles of X2 carbonate equal to a half times 0.0415, which is equal to 0.02075 moles. A half of that one. So the next question is calculate the relative formula mass of the carbonate, RFM. We want to calculate the RFM. So RFM, we know we can use this triangle. We know that moles, RFM, mass. Now we have the mass of the carbonate. Remember, we were given the mass of the carbonate. The mass of the carbonate is solid C is 2.2 grams. And we have the moles of the carbonate is this. So therefore we can get RFM. So RFM equal to RFM is equal to mass divided by moles. Mass is 2.2 divided by moles, which is 0.02075. And this one will give you, use your calculator, to give you 106. So the RFM of this carbonate is 106. Determine or calculate the relative atomic mass of X in the solid C. But we know now, since we have the RFM of the carbonate, it means that X2 carbonate equal to 106. So X, there are 2 of them, so we say 2X plus carbon, which is 12, plus oxygen, that is 16 times 3, will give us 106. 2X plus 60, because this is 48 plus 12, equal to 106. You like terms together, take this one there. 2x is equal to 106 minus 60. So 2x is going to give us 46. So we want the value of x divided by 2 divided by 2. So x is equal to 23. So the relative atomic mass of x is 23. That's fine. And you can guess the element which contains the relative atomic mass of 23 is sodium. So this one is easy to be sodium, because sodium, the carbonate of sodium is written like that. Thank you for your time. You are provided with solution A containing 9.8 grams sulfuric acid per liter of solution. So that means that 9.8 grams are in 1 liter. Also, solution B contains 13.8 grams of a carbonate, X2 carbonate per liter. So this one also means that 13.8 is the grams in 1 liter. It is important to note that procedure. Place 25 centimeters cube of solution B
in a 250 centimeters cube conical flask. Add 2 to 3 drops of the phenolphthalein or of the indicator provided. Place solution A in the burette and titrate against the solution B, and I titrate against solution B. Obtain 3 readings and record your results in table 2 or table 1 below. So we have the values. We want to use these values. 24.6. Here we will have 27.7 and 24.7 and then 24.6. So our initial is 0.0, and then the arithmetic is 24.6, 24.7, 24.6. The average, calculate the average. Let us do the average of everything there in our theta. We have 24.6 plus 24.7 plus 24.6 divided by 3. This one gives you 24.6 3 centimeters cube. Calculate the molality of solution A, sulfuric acid. We have been given the relative atomic mass of hydrogen, sulfur, and oxygen, meaning that we can get the RFM of sulfuric acid. So first let us get the RFM of sulfuric acid. So hydrogen, it is 2 times 1 plus 32 plus 16 times 4. This one will give us 98 grams. We have asked you to calculate molality. Always remember this triangle. Molality equal to molality mass in grams per liter, and then RFM. Molality, grams, mass in grams per liter, RFM. So we want molality. How do you get molality? Molality is equal to mass in grams per liter divided by RFM. Our mass in grams per liter for A, you go back to what you are provided with. We were provided with 9.8 grams in 1 liter, grams per liter. That's important. That's why it is important to note that. So A, 9.8 divided by 98. This one is giving us 0.1 capital M. So the molality of solution A, sulfuric acid, is 0.1. Calculate the molality of solution B. So we want to calculate the molality of solution B, but the solution B, we are asked to calculate the molality. We are only given the mass in grams per liter, and there is nothing more. Therefore, we must check the relationship between solution B and A. So remember, A reacted with B, with 25 centimeters of B. Now we have the molality of A. We can use the mole ratio to get the number of moles of B. First, so let us write equation, because here you must write the chemical equation. So this carbonate is reacting with sulfuric acid. So let us write the equation. X carbonate plus sulfuric acid it gives us X sulfate plus CO2 plus water. So the ratio is 1 to 1, as you can see. So here is 1 and here is 1. The ratio, the equation is already balanced. Therefore, but we know the number of moles. Remember, this one is solution A and this one is solution B. We have the number of moles of 1 liter, this one. But what was the amount of sulfuric acid used? You go back, B. Place 25 centimeters cube of solution B. So 25 centimeters cube of solution B reacted with 24.63 solution A. So we used 25. So let us start from here. What we know? We know that 0.1 is the number of moles of sulfuric acid in 1 liter, 1000 centimeters cube. We will ask 25 centimeters cube will give us how many moles. So there, use your calculator and you will realize that it will give you 0. Calculate the molarity of solution B, which is the X carbonate. So let us write the equation first. That is X carbonate plus sulfuric acid giving us X sulfate plus the gas carbonate. So remember, this one is solution B and this one is solution A. So we can say that the volume here, what was in the burette is solution A. So this volume is the volume of solution A. And we have the molarity of solution A. So we say 0.1 is the number of moles of A in 1 liter, 1000 centimeters cube. We will ask 24.63 centimeters cube. You have to remember this, that 24.63 of solution A reacted with 25 solution B. So this one will contain how many moles? So it is this times this, which will give us 0.1 times 24.63 divided by 1000, and the answer is 0.00246. So this one is 0.00246 moles. But from the equation, we can say that the mole ratio is 1 to 1, meaning that the number of moles of the carbonate in 25 is this, since mole ratio is 1 to 1, moles of the space has become limited for me, so let me use a different paper here. Let me finish here. So we can say that now the moles of X carbonate, 25 centimeters cube X carbonate equal to 0.00246. Yes, but we were asking you to calculate molarity. How do you calculate molarity? We say this is the number of moles of B in 25. So 25 centimeters cube solution B equal to 0.00246. We are going to ask 1000 centimeters cube will contain how many moles? So 1000 times 0.00246 246 divided by 25. This one will give us 0.0985 capital M. This is the molarity of the carbonate. Thank you. Let us go to question 3. Question 3. Calculate the formula of X carbonate. So we want to calculate the formula mass, that is the RFM. RFM. Mass in grams per liter, molarity, RFM. Now we want to calculate RFM. RFM equal to this one, RFM, you hold this one constant, and that is mass in grams per liter divided by molarity. Mass in grams per liter of the carbonate. You go back to our question. Solution P contains 13.80 grams in 1 liter. So this is the mass in grams per liter. So we have mass in grams, that is 13.8. Molarity we have here, the one we calculated here, which is 0. Our molarity is 0.0985. Divided by 0.0985. This one will give us 140. Will give us 140. And that is the RFM of the X carbonate. Calculate the relative atomic mass of X. So X, we have X2CO3, which is equal to 140. But we know that these are 2X plus 12 plus oxygen times 3 of them will give us 140. 2X plus 12 plus 48 equal to 140. 2X plus 60 equal to 140. 2X equal to 140 minus 60. 2X equal to 80. So divided by 2. So X equal to 40. So the relative atomic mass of X is 40. Thank you.